Hey there folks, Dave Altavilla for HotHardware.com here with the HTC Thunderbolt. This is one of Verizon's first 4G Android smartphones on their LTE network. It's running Android 2.2 aka Froyo, and this is based on a 1 GHz Qualcomm Snapdragon platform, actually the MSM 8655, which is basically a 1 GHz Qualcomm single core Snapdragon that supports the 4G network radios. Internal to the device, you've got 8 gig of internal memory and 768 meg of RAM and a 32 gig standard micro SD card on board, 802.11bgn wireless, and an 8 megapixel camera with flash right here on the back. Shoots 720p HD video as well. G sensor, proximity sensor, light sensor, all that good stuff, and also an FM radio. So all the trimmings, if you will. The display is a 4.3-inch TFT capacitive touch display, and it's actually pretty nice. Not quite as good of viewing angles here as the Super AMOLED or the AMOLED displays that we see on some of the other handsets like Samsung, Captivate, etc. But definitely a decent display, certainly a large display, 4.3-inch, and again, capacitive touch. HTC Sense is running here, and you can see all the customized home screens are available. Traditional HTC Sense interface over the Android 2.2 operating system. And the native resolution of the screen is your also a stock 480 by 800 WVGA resolution. Now, taking a walk around the device here, you've got a standard micro USB port for sync and charge. On the bottom, you've got a microphone port. On this edge, you've got your standard volume rocker. Okay, up and down volume there. And here you've got a headphone port as well as a power button and another microphone for dual mics here for echo cancellation, which is kind of nice. On the back side, you've got what's almost stock these days for some of the larger HTC handsets, the classic kickstand. And underneath is the speaker area for the handset. So you just pop the kickstand down and voila, you can go ahead and watch movies, what have you, with that handset propped up in that kickstand configuration. Now again, the Thunderbolt runs HTC's Sense user interface over the Android 2.2 installation. And again, we've got these customizable home screens that are available, all selectable via these tiles if you want to go to that mode. But you can also swipe through and again, configure the apps and widgets and features that you like to use most. Maybe it's the camera, maybe it's Gmail, what have you, and again, all customizable on these individual tiles and home screens. And the nice thing is HTC's also got some built-in skins. We'll take a look at a couple of those. You've got a wood skin here, you've got the stock HTC skin, you've got blackboard, metal, slate. Let's go ahead and look at slate. Probably kind of plain maybe, but we'll go ahead and apply that skin now. And that's a look at the slate skin. Nice contrast there. And let's look at another skin. Let's pull up, why not go wood? Sure, why not? Quick little application of the skin and voila, we have the wood theme now. So, you know, some nice skins available for jazzing up the HTC Sense interface. Now, obviously, one of the big selling points for the Thunderbolt is its ability to connect to Verizon's new 4G LTE network for high-speed data connectivity. And we did some testing versus some Sprint handsets and Sprint's 4G network. Come to find out that Verizon's LTE 4G network is definitely fast, much faster than some of the numbers we've ever seen on any 4G connection thus far. Unfortunately, we had to travel a bit of distance to get a 4G LTE connection. Go figure. We're here in the Northeast, we had to get closer to Boston. Coverage is definitely going to be a question mark in terms of Verizon's coverage map for 4G LTE, but performance when you can get it is excellent. We actually blew the Sprint numbers right out of the water, so stop by our site for the full benchmark details on that. Right now we're connected over an 802.11n wireless connection, and we're browsing the web here, and you can see the web browser pinch and zoom, fairly responsive. And you know, performance over an 802.11n connection is very good, obviously, and no problems there. And of course, let's go back to the web browser, do that again, and you can see we've got orientation on the fly for portrait and landscape mode, no problem. And of course, with the Thunderbolt, you get your stock Android 2.2 apps all pre-installed, and there are many of them. Things like the calendar, the calculator, you've got the Gmail is in here, you've got Amazon Kindle app, the marketplace, maps, all that good stuff pre-installed. HTC and Verizon also drop in a few of their custom apps as well. You've got VCast, VCast Media, VZ Navigator. These are all Verizon apps. Let's take a look at the camera app. We'll fire up the still image app right now. And here you can see we've got autofocus working pretty well. We've got a slider where we can zoom in, and you've actually got some image effects you can pull up over here. Distortion, vignette. You've got depth of field, vintage, all these different effects that you can apply to the image. And then let's switch to camcorder mode. Again, this will shoot 720p HD video. You got that zoom slider here, no problem. This button here will actually activate the camera, and we are now rolling. We can go ahead and turn on some light, use the camera flash, which is kind of nice to light the scene. And you've got those image effects here in this button as well. So that's a quick look at the HTC Thunderbolt. Stop by our site for the full review with all the benchmark details and performance numbers. I'm Dave Altavilla for Hot Hardware. Thanks for stopping by.